What's up, y'all? So I'm going to share my thoughts on the TikTok ban because I think it's important. I have come to love the app. And I'm going to tell you why, and then I'm going to tell you why it's getting banned, and then my thoughts in the end. The reason I love TikTok is because with other apps, it's very hard to break through, even if you were to cover, per se, a breaking news story. With TikTok, what I've come to find is like a sense of like loveliness, honestly, empathy, sharing the human experience, and being able to do so while sharing these stories that are super personal, developing relationships with one's community. And the algorithm is unmatched. It cannot be replicated by other platforms. And from I can name tons of people that I follow on there, but the For You page is beautifully done. It is so good. It is so random, but they also know what you like. And what I've also come to realize is there are so many stories that, in my view, the United States government does not want you to see. When the French were protesting and revolting against the raising of the minimum wage and other policies that Macron really screwed over on the very people that elected him, I learned it through the activists on the ground. I saw firsthand what was happening. There were live streams. There were countless videos. That's good things. I didn't hear about the French protesting on mainstream news for many, many days after, which showed me, light bulb moment, that they wanted to delay the amount of information that we could get and just be behind. There's another facet of this, and it is, in my view, Palestine. What we have seen on the ground, where people are quite literally living out of tents, they are begging for donations. On TikTok, they are begging for reposts because they're probably in the creator fund and need the money for their baby to get milk, for them to have a can of beans, anything minimal. They would ask, use the audio, repost, comment, and like. Please press the 4 buttons on the screen. My family depends on it. And they gave you not even a first-class seat. It was from their perspective of what's going on and how they're barely living or how their family members have been killed. And when I see what the head of the Anti-Defamation League, Jonathan Greenblatt, says in a leaked call where he says it's not a left or right issue, we're playing the wrong game. It's a young and old issue. And we have a serious TikTok problem. And we need to take care of this problem. It goes into how, in a way, left-leaning TikTok is. Because if you look at the other platforms, when I say Facebook and I tell you to give me what part of the political ideology it is on, we all know. We all know about Myanmar. We all know about Cambridge Analytica. We all know about the recent meetings that the head of that company has had with the president-elect. And hey, just a quick break in the action. You should go subscribe to my new show, The Rick Strom Show. I'm going to be interviewing people from sports, music, journalists, authors, sports doctors. It's going to be fantastic. Please go subscribe. Thank you. When you think of Twitter, you probably think at this point, if I were to say that, you know what it is on the political spectrum. But a lot of people, myself included, feel like it's just like a modernized 4chan. Rampant with racism. Rampant with white supremacy. Why would Elon Musk allow neo-Nazis back, yet ban journalists for reporting on extremism? It's a tell. It's a tell. Instagram, they're hedging their bets that the people who will be banned from using TikTok, which is like 170 million Americans, are just going to migrate over to Instagram. When not everyone, a lot of people on TikTok hate Instagram. Because it's just like a pity party. It's just down. It basically, their logo should be Debbie Downer. It's just bad. It's a poorly run app. It's not good. There is nothing like the connections that we have made on TikTok. But let me go back to something about the heads of different companies and how they're hedging their bets that the people who are not able to access TikTok are just going to go over. It's not going to happen. It might happen with some, but not this mass. 170 million Americans are going to start actively using Instagram. It's just not going to happen. And I'm going to tell you why. We see the writing on the wall with how Musk, Zuckerberg, and others have boxed out the competition and claim it is a national security threat when I simply am not buying it. If they were really about quelling national security threats, they would have stricter laws as Americans are getting guns and shooting up schools. If they cared about national security, they would then really care about the same people that some president-elects are meeting with about stealing data and selling it off. Basically, their whole argument is, well, we got to be able to steal the data. If others do it, it's a national security threat. But simultaneously, Temu isn't banned. That's a Chinese-owned company. They're stealing your data. But, that's going to stay. Well, I heard in court, it's the content. What about the content? See, this is where it gets really interesting because as someone who has been in the content space for a while, it's also a tell when someone who is litigating says that it is basically stealing data and a content issue, but it's just content you don't agree with. That's the difference. And I do believe, in a way, TikTok has become a pipeline to leftist ideals, which the likes of Donald Trump, Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Kevin O'Leary, and many others absolutely despise. And if they also cared about the well-being of Americans, they wouldn't have us enslaved to paying countless amounts of our hard-earned dollars by not being able to afford a home, going into medical debt, being price gouged when we have to buy groceries, companies lobbying against paid family leave. So we then have to go and buy formula because we have to get back to work. In this capitalist society that they like to say is a free marketplace, it is not free. It is the opposite of free. It has to be free until we say so. That's their position. And what really bugs me is they continue to say that they are looking out for us when they are not. If they were looking out for us, we would have better housing, we would have free healthcare, and we would be able to not only own a home, but be able to enjoy the fruits of our labor, be able to take some vacation days, be able to find some sort of happiness outside of work. The amount of people who are in the Creator Fund who are now saying that they are going to be jobless is troubling. Because there's another facet of this as well that I intentionally left out until now. And that's Jeff Bezos, the man who owns the Washington Post, who said, I am not allowing my paper to be political in endorsing a candidate. Then meanwhile, he stops them, the editorial board, from endorsing Kamala Harris. Right as Trump gets elected, he's at Mar-a-Lago, kissing the ring. Now, he's doing this because, in my view, and from certain investigations, there are horrendous labor practices taking place in Amazon's warehouses. But Amazon, like other companies, also saw how their company had a dent in it, and that dent was TikTok Shop. Because people on TikTok were being able to make a living wage by selling their books, selling their inventions, selling their t-shirts. People were becoming entrepreneurs, and it was a beautiful thing to see. But now, when Amazon sees, wait a minute, I'm losing money to this app. Facebook says, I'm losing money to this app. Twitter's saying, I'm losing money to this app. Well, we must join forces. And we must lobby against this app. So they send their lobbyists to DC. And now you have the result. People obviously have to make a living, but unfortunately they're gonna, to some degree, have to go back to Amazon to sell their stuff. Which goes to this. It's the discoverability function that helps so many people. And I'm seeing so many videos now of those same people saying they might be homeless. I don't know how I'm going to provide for my family. I can speak on what it meant to me personally, as I did previously, because I'm in the Creator Fund, and I love it. I love it. It has helped me reach different people. It has helped me build another community. And to see that being stripped away, I hate it. I really, really hate it. Because all we're trying to do is live life and have some sort of fun while doing it. And TikTok was that. And to see so many negative forces step up to eliminate the competition, it shows a lot. And quite frankly, I hope a lot of Americans wake up. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.